Hello and welcome back to Rustic Waters. I've been doing a little bit of work in between episodes, probably a little bit more than I normally would have. Wasn't quite feeling up to actually recording. Oh, that was the wrong button. So I will talk you through quickly what I've done. I've moved the house over a little bit, mainly because I've got a few more rats now. Still only have the two in there. It turns out they won't breed unless you make something called a... what is it called? It's a rat breeding amulet. And in order to make that, I need a redstone lamp, which means I need glowstone, and I don't think I can get glowstone yet. So the rats in the cage won't breed using that. So I just made a whole load of those blocks of smelly cheese and got myself a nice array of rats, some of which are wearing Santa hats. I'm wondering is that something that always randomly happens in this mod, or does it only randomly happen if you happen to be playing in December? We shall find out. Move the bed to here. Now, one of the quests, lock, quest lines, introduction, one of these ones over here that I said I would fill in was this thing called Hearthstone. Now, as far as I can tell, this will teleport me back to my bed, but it has a 30-minute cooldown. And that's what they were giving me Epesium on some of the quests, and I didn't know what the Epesium was for. That's what this is for. So I've got that there. And I have linked it to the bed. So if ever I go out adventuring into the wilds, I'll make sure to have that on me. Because I think when you die in this, you don't lose any of your equipment. I think it comes back and respawns with you, but it does take durability damage. I made myself an iron excavator, which is something that will dig out stuff bigger, because I wanted to expand into this basement area. So I surrounded it by glass. I cooked up... Turns out if you cook up sand, you get normal glass. If you cook it again, you get the quite clear glass. And then I filled this place with sand and gravel in order to get rid of the water. And so we've got this space here. Now, it was just as I was finishing this up that I remember reading in one of the quests about this is where we can park our submarine later. But odds are we can just park our submarine underneath this. But this way we have a basement area, which is always useful when you're doing these mods, because sometimes this is where you can put your power generation and stuff like that. Some of the other quests. Yeah, so I made the shards, the magma shards, and one of the things that let us make is, yes, it let us make magma blocks, but then as a reward it gave us some soul sand. So, as per the suggestion in this quest, use these to traverse to the ocean floor or surface quickly. Now, we've not actually been up yet, but so we now have a bubble column heading down and a bubble column heading up. This is just glass behind there holding the water in place, and we can use it to go up and down nice and easily. So in here, I've made like a second level, because here I've got what's the way up? I've got here a chest which had logs in, and this had some charcoal in. And it's basically burning logs into charcoal, feeding it into here, which is then, this is my main smelting chest. I upgraded it to a prismarine because it can do two things at once. So, it's as fast or almost as fast as the gold one, but uses less fuel, and because it can do two things at once, it ends up being quicker. I've got a double chest above it, so if there's anything I want to cook, I can throw it there, and it all just ends up in this chest. We still have our cheese maker working away, making blocks of cheese, hopefully. Yes. And if I need milk, I put a lever there so I can lock this hopper, which means the milk starts to accumulate in the cow jar again. I added more of these, so we've got 5 now. So I can run two dense and 3 normal, and I've just got the hoppers actually going off into individual chests. This chest is just for storing the stuff that can be strained, and that's temporary as well. There we go. Because I want to automate this, which I think I can do very, very quickly now. And then I want a draw controller, because I need the output from this stuff to be going into a set of drawers. So this thing can draw the gravel, dirt and sand automatically from a set of drawers which we put up there. Drawers appear to be able to hold an awful lot. I don't actually know what the limit is. Can I, is there some way I can get all the dirt? Oh, I'll just do this. And if I double right hand click, all the dirt goes in there. So as you can see, it can hold an awful lot. Get rid of the sand, get rid of the gravel. The way these work is a single click gives you 1, a shift click gives you a stack. Right hand click will put whatever's in your hand in, double right click will empty your inventory of that type. Yeah, so I want a bank of drawers on this wall, and we're going to go into here and automate. I moved the bonsai trees in here as well because, again, we could have their output ending up straight into the automatic drawers. So over here, we need to automate the filling of the buckets, and I was doing a bit of research, and it turns out that if you want to do this and have it work, you need 3 of these pumps filling a tank. So there's enough water being pushed into the system that it fills buckets instantly. So that lever is just to keep that one working. And we've got a couple built actually into the glass as well. If we need, we can add a 4th one here. The water, there's water underneath this. There's just a single piece. It doesn't need to be an infinite pool, which is good. And then apple juice. Had to make a juicer for one of these. Let's go over these quickly. We did bed bugs already. We did that one. This one just gives me a wallet, which will basically combine all my monies into a single thing. We made a juicer, and it explains a bit about the nutrition. If you get all of your nutrition, all like it said, like protein, milk, dairy, vegetables, fruit, stuff. If you get all of those above these averages, you get these abilities like night vision, resistance, and strength. So there's an incentive for trying to get a nice balanced set of food together. Currently, we're getting plenty of vegetables because of the juice. I could drink milk to get dairy, eat apples for the fruit. But, we're not really getting any grain and protein at the moment. Although we are catching lots of fish. We don't know we eat puffer fish. But we've got like raw salmon. Although the fish does seem relatively rare. As I've been moving it away. Okay, no, there's loads here. Raw fish, raw salmon. Clownfish. Oh, we're going to cook Nemo. We're not going to cook the pufferfish for obvious reasons. Now, I was about to throw it in the smelter, but I'm wondering, will you just make me fish? Yeah, cooked fish. Which I can't eat at the moment because I'm not hungry. You can always drink, but you can't eat unless you get stuff. So I will throw those ones in there because it's easier than waiting for this guy. So we will just do that. you could automate him by suppose having a dropper drop things on him and then have him stand on a hopper to pick the stuff up. But if we get some cooked fish in our diet as well, that's going to help. Right, automating this thing. Sorry, I got distracted. So there's one of those funnels under there which will fill a bucket which ends up in there. And then there's a hopper going there. Now, the thing about automating the sluices, I think it mentioned it somewhere, is the only thing which will interact with this are automated users. Automated user, which is not too difficult to make. I mean, a dispenser is just a dispenser. And winding gears, it's just bronze in a blacksmith workshop. But there is another way we can get them, a little quicker and easier. If we go to guild trades, these here are one-off trades, and this one here gives me 2 automated users for 20 gil. And I need 2 because one has to feed in the bucket and one has to feed in the gravel, sand and stuff like that. And then we've just got a normal hopper here leading into a chest, and that will be our output. Again, later it could feed into a set of drawers. Once it could feed into the drawer controller, and then we could even have the output like go straight into smelting if we wanted it to be automatic. Or we could set a rat up to do it. We could just make that a double chest and have a rat, maybe a flying rat whose job it is to get stuff from there and put it up there. Because I don't know if you can have more than one drawer controller for a bank of drawers. And if you can't, then funneling everything into a single drawer controller is awkward. But if we got rats, we could just use rats to run stuff to the drawer controller from wherever it's coming from. Which might be a bit noisy, as they'll be constantly opening and closing that stuff. But I can always turn the volume down if need be. Right, so Gil. If you grab our wallet, we have 140 at the moment, and those users only cost 20. So I think it's definitely worth it. Now, can we detect and submit direct from the wallet? No. And does it have to be a 20 gil note? I think it does. Okay, there we go. 20. Right, so we can change this into a different denomination by crafting. So what is available here? Can we do 5? No. Oh, hang on. What? There was a 10 there? No, that's 10 cents. There we go. That's a 2 gil coin. We might not want to do all of them. And I'm hoping... There we go. Okay, so this will make us 5s. We need 20s. That makes us a 10. Right, that's a little awkward. It would be nice if the wallet would do that automatically. Like if the wallet had a bit of an interface that just said, how much do you want to withdraw? So now if we detect submit that, and it is going to consume the money, we can now get our automated users. Okay. I need some blocks. Right, so I think this thing will go down facing me. So if I put an automated user there you go. See, it straight away fed, the water bucket went in and it fed it in there. So there is an interface on this. You can control when it's on. You can change the area that it's going to look at and what it's doing. I think you can use or attack. So we'll leave it on use. And then there's a delay on this. And we'll start by setting that to maximum because obviously it takes time for stuff to feed through. Right, we need another one here. So this one's going to feed in the gravel and stuff. Is it putting them in one at a time? So I'm not sure how this is going to work. Okay, so for now we'll take that out, pop it in here. Okay, it filled up with the water. Then there's a load of stuff, and it's ended up in there. And then theoretically, okay, so this thing adds the gravel and stuff one at a time. If I change it to attack, because attack is a different button, I don't think it's going to make a difference. We're going to automate this bucket in a bit. Okay, so that was just the delay. And now this thing has a delay. May need to automate the bucket before we can fully work out what's happening. So what we need is that bucket to end up back in that chest. And I'm hoping I can do that using hoppers and funnels. I've got 2 hoppers, I'm going to need more. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is extract the empty bucket. Now I'm hoping the user, it's got an input and an output, so I think... No, okay, I need to start with the destination because that's how hoppers work. So I'm going to need an upper here, an upper here, and an upper here. So I'm going to need 3 of these to be uppers, which are essentially upside down hoppers, which I wish was sampling in the base game. Right, so shift right click. So that is now pointing into the chest. And we want to go up. Is there a way around the back? There is. And we need to go up again. Up again there. Right, so then we go into this one like so. And then this is our user, so that should automate the bucket. Wo ist the bucket? Oh. Oh, that was a full bucket. That's weird. It's like the bucket isn't even going into the user anymore. It's just one of those things about hoppers will always go downwards if they can. So I can't have that there. Yeah, because I think the bucket's going straight into this one from the one above. Okay, I grabbed the bucket then. Okay, so I need it to not I need there to not be a hopper here. So I'm actually going to block that. So we need to wait a minute. Wait a cotton picking minute. Stop trying to use that. What if I just put an upper there? If I put an upper on top of the... Okay, the question is, can you extract the output from an automated user upwards? There is presumably only one way to find out. Okay, I might have a water spill. Because I don't know if there's water there or not. There is. Let me put an upper here leading into that chest. I think that's successful. So why aren't we getting any output? We're almost there. Why have you stopped adding stuff? Because you're on attack. Right, I want to watch the delays on this. So we can reduce this to 100. There we go. That's nice and efficient. I mean, the important thing is that we seem to finish putting the extra ones in before the next, before the last, just as the last one has finished flushing. There we go. So we've automated our sieving. We're currently just doing gravel, but we will eventually get onto the other stuff. I think I don't want all three of these there. It's also possible I don't want this thing to be auto-filled by the draw units, because it will just always get more gravel. And we do want to occasionally do earth or sand. It's either that or we set this up 3 more times, and I don't want to do that. Oops. Ooh, didn't know you could do that. It won't let you take out from it, though. Did I make a draw key? because you can lock these things. Drawer key locks and unlocks the drawer holes in offhand. So what we can do is, if we lock the drawer, escape. If we lock the drawer, then nothing will ever go into this slot there. And that way, you know, we make sure that some random object which can't work in this machine ends up in that place. So we need Electrum, it looks like. Personal key, quantify key. No, I think it is just that. So Electrum. How do we make Electrum? From Electrum grit, which is silver and gold pulverized. So let's take some gold. Some silver, and we can use this thing to make, oh, okay, or is that, this is what's being processed at the moment? There we go, pulverized gold. So this will do until we get an electrical version of it. Wonder if you can get a rat to do this. I don't think so. I don't think rats can use machines. So 3 clicks. 4 clicks. That gets us the Electrum grit, which then we can cook. Can make sure we keep cooking some logs. Those have run out, but I'll get round to making more later. Right, so that is very noisy. Now, there is a noise dampener available, or a soundproofer, but it doesn't have a recipe, so I don't know how I'm going to get any. It says I can do it with a merchant trade. Basically, this is a block which will muffle anything you put near it. I don't suppose there's one for sale, is there? Doesn't look like. There might be one being rewarded by one of these things, but I can't go searching for it. Well, I could, but it'll take forever. So, might have to turn the in-game volumes down a bit. If we set blocks to 50%. Alright, it's not controlled by block volume. It counts as player sounds. Maybe it's because it's an auto user. Does that mean that... I still seem to be making sound. Maybe not the splashy sounds. We'll see how 10% sounds. Yeah, that's acceptable. That sort of background noise. Right, what was I doing? Making a key. Okay, so I need a plate, which hopefully he can make me. And then I need a nugget, which I can make for myself. Thank you. Oh, Trader's Workshop. Right, one key. Those things end up in your inventory when you click the plus. Because the recipe here only shows a single one there, if there's more than one here, when you click the plus it moves it into your inventory, which is a little annoying. Right, so I think with this key, there we go, I can lock it. Although I did just lock it without any gravel in. So let's unlock it. Put the gravel there, because this is the other thing the key will do, is that even when that gravel runs out, that gravel will, there'll still be a spot for gravel in that drawer. Right, that's filling up quite nicely. So we will do that. Obviously, we wouldn't want a rat to just take everything from there, because only certain things can be cooked. If we start throwing flint and coal and ember shards up there, it's not going to work. So for now, I'm probably just going to be running this manually. I mean, it doesn't take long for me to come along and go like that, and then like this. Okay, that's it for this episode, I think. The next thing I need is that draw controller. So the output from these can be automatically sorted, and we can automatically get the stuff up there. I mean, it's entirely possible that once we've burnt through this backlog, that thing's going to sieve faster than this thing will produce. So we're just going to take a quick look at the draw controller. Because it's a little complex. It's going to need melted solder, lots of aluminium by the look of it, but also these redstone transmission coils. So we're going to need an engineer's workshop, silver plate, wiring kits, aluminium, redstone. We've got all that. Is an engineer's workshop difficult to make? No. So we can start work on that in the next episode. I will also check, because it's entirely possible that something like that I was supposed to head for these things, but I do kind of feel like I need it. Engineer's Workshop. There are quests for it here under Parts and Production, which is a relatively small one. And shipping and handling does have stuff to do with the draw controllers. So I think we do these two in the next episode, because it will probably have stuff to help us along. You can see why we need to stop this episode. It will definitely have things to help us along the way. I will see you in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Quick addendum. I set this one here up to requires redstone, so I could turn it on and off if I wanted to. And that seems to have changed it, so it's putting all 10 in a single click. Which means rather than the continuous clicking, we just get a single click from the bucket and a single click from that machine there, which is a lot less annoying. So that's good news.